Hey everybody, it's me, Miss Bowman. So I wanted to make a video for you for the rest of this week. So right here, let's talk about the other graded items. So there are a couple things that are kind of on your to-do list. One of them is SONA. So this is the research participation here that's due December the 1st. Basically, please go get this done as soon as possible because those surveys that are on there now will be taken down. I believe I said November 10th. So just go do this, get it out of the way. You need to participate in 2 studies that are worth half a credit each. Whenever you're done, there will be a circle on your main page that shows like one full credit, or you can take a picture, a screenshot of where it says the 2 different studies you participated in. Either way, you need to have 1 full credit. When you take your screenshot, make sure that you can see your name and then upload that here, and I can go ahead and give you points. For those of you who already done that, thank you, because that's one less thing to grade. So what I'm really going to talk about in this video is the final paper. So there are lots of links here, but first of all, this is one video to watch that I made a few weeks ago, so please go watch that. Here's your worksheet for choosing a topic. Most people already have their topic selected. If you do not have your topic selected, you need to go figure that out. Also, if you submitted activity 6, let's go to activity 6 real quick. It is right here. Basically, this is what it should look like. You should be able to go to your grades right here and then find where it says activity 6. And of course, I'm missing it because I didn't do it, but you should be able to click on your grade. If you, yeah, that's the overall score. You should be able to click right here and it will take you to your activity, or it will take you to be able to see the submission. Here at the submission, you can look over and see the comments that I've left for you. Please go read those comments so you have some of my feedback. A lot of my comments were make sure that you don't use the word I in your final paper. Make sure that you narrow down your topic, right? I gave individual feedback to all 120 of them. So please go read that before you start working too far on your paper. This paper is due Sunday night at 11:59. I will not accept any late papers at all. Do not email me Sunday or Monday and say, "Dear Miss Bowman, I was sick." If you do not have proof, I will not be accepting it late. Do not try to submit this paper late. This paper is worth 10 points out of your final grade, so 10% of your grade. So you don't turn this in. The highest grade you could get is a 90. Okay, with that being said, you need your topic that's related to psychology. Some professors are very picky and you can only do mental health topics. I'm very open-minded in that you can pick whatever topic just related to psychology. I have this sample template here. Now, please go look at this because it literally tells you where to put your name and it tells you the title of your paper and then it says title of paper here again. Now, some of the important things here to know are, let's see, this is what an in-text citation looks like. This is what you should be doing. Now, you can't reference APA, you can't use websites, you can only use journal articles. So to expand on that a little bit, your sources must be academic scientific sources. They are not the mayoclinic.org. They are not apa.org. They are not .orgs.edus. They are not any of that. You must find it from either PsycInfo or Google Scholar. Let me re-say that. You must find all 10 of your sources from PsycInfo or Google Scholar. If you turn in a website to me, .blog.com, you will lose points. All 10 of your sources must come from actual scientific journals. One of the reasons is that think about your topic as you're a lawyer in a courtroom and you are trying to argue and help this person who's on trial or whatever. You are making that argument to convince the jury, hey, we need to understand what this person is going through from a psychological standpoint. I want you to imagine that you are the lawyer trying to argue a certain point. Obviously, you're not a lawyer. I'm not training you for that. But your arguments in your paper must come from actual findings. I do not want blog posts, no personal experiences. Do not use the word I. This is scientific writing. It must come from scientific sources. Also, one thing that this paper says is that you need to have 2 spaces between your sentences. You do not need to do that. You can, but you do not have to. But you do have to have double spacing in between, so horizontally in between your sentences. So this must be double spaced right? The sentences in between, but you do not need to put 2 spaces after each sentence. If that didn't make sense, rewatch the video again. Okay, so go through here. You have, one of the things it says here is that you have a difficult time not writing in first person, right? Do not use the word I. Do not use you. Do not use any of these words that are right here in this. Now, obviously, it says, instead use third person, others, clients, peoples, and other individuals, children. Please read this paper before you turn in your assignment so that you know how to make your paper better. Now, with that being said, I have a list of things for you. So in your final paper, do not use any quotes. Don't use any quotes. I am a stickler about quotes because what happens is students end up, half their paper is quotes, or a full paragraph is a quote. You are not allowed to use any quotes. Instead, what you need to do is rewrite your sentences or rewrite what you've read in your own words. Do not plagiarize. I will know because we use Turnitin. With that being said, make sure that you, when you're referencing to a piece of information that you're rewording, give the author credit, right? So make sure you do your in-text citations, right? It could be Bowman 2020, or it could be whatever author's name. And if there's more than one, you need to list them. Then you can go to the year. So comma and then the year. Double spacing, do not plagiarize, right? And then the last note I have here is do not go over 6 pages. I repeat, do not go over 6 pages. If you go over 6 pages, I will have to count points off because the limit is 6 pages of content. So you will have your cover page that needs to be in APA format. Then you will have your 5 to 6 content pages, and then you will have your reference pages. You need to have at least 10 references. Awesome. So with that being said, well, Ms. Bowman, what about a page? If your page is this long and you have this much writing, that is half a page. You will lose points. It needs to be a full page to be considered. So on that 5th page, make sure you write a full page's worth of content. Do not shortchange me, right? You can even write 1 or 2 sentences over, but do not write less than 5 pages. I will count points off. So major bullet points. 5 to 6 content pages, must have 10 references, must have a cover page, must be APA style. APA style includes no quotes, in-text citations, a reference page that are APA style references. You do not plagiarize. And overall, your tone needs to be scientific. So your tone needs to be formal, as if you are giving a presentation. Let's say you're arguing your point. Let's say you're interested in a serial killer, because a lot of you are. And you're trying to make arguments that serial killers have something that is psychologically wrong with them. And you're trying to explain this to a jury. Well, you will want to word this as professionally as possible. So for example, don't use words like crazy. Also, with that being said, do not use the word prove. In psychology, we cannot prove anything, so do not attempt to do so, because we as psychologists don't prove. This isn't mathematics. We don't have mathematical proof. So let's do APA style references. So at the very end, you must have your reference page. This is Purdue OWL. It's a very good page. So right here it has reference list, basic rules, and it tells you how to format. It tells you what it should look like. I would highly recommend this website. I can post this website for you so you can find it, but please make sure you go read. Look, boom. That shows you how to do single author. This shows you how to do double authors, write 3 articles, more than 20 articles. This is what you need to do. I know a lot of you feel like you've been thrown off the deep end, and you have. If you are a freshman in college, this feels like being thrown off the deep end. As you progress into your college career, this is the expectation that your professor will tell you to do something and you go figure it out, especially with the power of Google and all of the other services that you have available to you, such as the Writing Center. The expectation is that you will figure it out. One day you will have a job and your boss will tell you to go figure something out and you'll be like, I have no idea how to do that. This is teaching you how to learn how to do things on your own. So with that being said, a lot of you are going to email me this weekend and you're going to ask me for assistance. That is unacceptable. Emails after 5 p.m. on Friday are technically not supposed to be answered until Monday, the next business day. So if you are tempted to email me Monday after 5 p.m., know that I'm not going to respond. If it's before Friday. Oops. If it's After Friday at 5 p.m., I will not answer it. You must email me with your questions before then. Do not wait to the last minute. A lot of you, especially because this is an online course, are going to wait to the last minute. That is on you if you decide to do so, but do not be mad at me when your grade is not something you're wanting because you decided to wait to the last minute. Okay, so then here I have a research paper. This is a basic guideline for how you could break your paper down. You don't have to do it this way. This is just an example for you if you would like that. And then here's the rubric. This is the rubric I will be using to grade your paper. This is it. So make sure that you go look at this rubric so you know what I am looking for. One of the things to note is that on the references it says minimum of 4 credible, accurate resources. For my paper, it is 10. Yeah, that's 2 references per page. That is not a lot. What I do recommend you do is go find your 10 sources before you ever even start writing. Go find your 10 sources, read what the authors have to say, and then piece together your paper. What a lot of you will do is you'll start writing your paper and you'll read the research along the way to help you write it. That is not a very good tactic because you don't know what they're saying until you've read it. So you should read it first and then go back and write your paper. And then this is, this is a placeholder for the grade, so you won't actually turn anything in here. But over here, this Turnitin link, this is where you will turn your final paper in, Sunday before 11:59. I cannot show you this part because I don't technically have an account because I'm the test student, but you will go here to turn in your final paper. I have it set up to where you can submit 3 times in, I believe, 24 hours. So go submit it once or twice to see if the plagiarism count shows up for you. If you wait to the last minute to submit it and you're 50% plagiarized, that's a problem. On the note of plagiarism, so how I grade or read for that is I'm like, okay, if it's 20 or less, I'm not worried about it. If it's more than 20, I go look. So basically, if you type United States of America in your paper, that will be flagged as plagiarism. Okay, your reference page will be flagged as plagiarism because other people have used these sources before because they're scholarly articles. That totally makes sense. If I go through and there's a big chunk, multiple sentences, a whole sentence that is flagged for plagiarism, that is whenever I start to be like, okay, don't do that. There was this one student a couple years ago that submitted me a paper that was all red, 100% plagiarized. Do not do that to me, right? Because then I was the bad guy who had to tell him, hey, you get a 0, and then he was mad at me, and I'm like, well, you didn't even do the work. So on that note, you will turn your papers in, and I have 120 of these to grade. So my goal is to have those graded within 2 weeks after you submit them. If you are upset about your grade when you see it, I want you to reflect on how much time you spent. If you spent any less than 10 hours on this assignment, you do not have the right to be mad at me for your grade. Think about it this way. To read each one of these articles, let's say it took you an hour, well, that's 10 hours right there to read each article, and then to write should take you at least 6 hours, an hour per page maybe longer. So if you have spent any less than 16 hours, you don't have a right to be upset about your grade. Instead, I hope that you watch this video and you spend 16 hours or however long on this paper so that you can write it and get a good grade. Well, now you're like, Miss Bowman, I don't understand. We only have a week. You've actually had 2 weeks. All of last week was set up so that you could start finding all your references and do all your reading last week. So now this week you would have the opportunity to simply write. So with that being said, guys, I don't feel like it's an unrealistic expectation. Me personally, this is a part of the course. You must write this paper. Also, I highly recommend watching this video. But anyways, I hope that you enjoy this process somewhat. I hope you learn something. The goal of this is so that you learn the process of not knowing how to write a paper. Well, here are some resources that Ms. Bowman's provided. There are resources online. There's the Writing Center. You can email me up till Friday at 5 p.m. Please use this as an opportunity to learn and grow and learn about something you didn't know. Psychology is a really cool topic. It applies to everybody. So you picked a topic because you were interested in it. So again, don't use your personal experiences in the paper, like you have a cousin that had ADHD. Cool, but you can't say that. You can use that as inspiration for your writing, but you can't actually put my cousin has X, Y, and Z. So overall, I hope that everyone has a great week, and please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be having a couple of workshops, and we will prevail. So y'all have a good rest of your night. Bye.